Okay, so I kind of want to go ahead and use this as a prelude for Operation Zero Tolerance. And the reason why, because we do get our first look at the idea of a Prime Sentinel, but on top of that, when it came to me like going online, looking at reading orders, for most reading orders I did find that had this issue on their list, they had this place prior to Operation Zero Tolerance. Now, for most reading orders out there, they don't even have this issue placed on their list at all. And if they do, they have it kind of placed in a weird spot, like in the middle of the event or like after the event. It got really weird. So anyways, though, we're going to sit down and cover X-Men Unlimited issue number 16. And so as we get into the opening pages of the storyline, we're really picking up with Banshee and Emma Frost. Now remember, these two characters are in charge of the second school that Charles Xavier and Emma Frost had opened up together to help train the next generation of mutants, better known as Generation X. Now, with all that being said, when it comes to Emma Frost, we also have to remember that she's very protective over her students. And this right here is kind of like a callback. Because when it came to Emma Frost, at the very beginning of like Jim Lee and like Chris Claremont officially taking over the X-Men titles entering the 1990s, there was this crazy storyline where you had the upstart organization go after her, but also her Hellions, her previous students. And most of them got killed off except like maybe 2 or 3 of them. And so for Emma Frost, she has always felt bad about the idea of losing her students. Now, when it comes to Emma and also Banshee, they're right now trying to select a student for their summer program. They use a regular human as a smokescreen. And what I mean by that is they want to make sure that when people kind of look at their school, it's not them kind of wondering if their school is full of mutants. And so if they bring in someone who's just a human, that right there could be their cover up. Like, hey, look, we are a regular school. Look at this guy right here. He's a regular human being. And so when it comes to Banshee, he kind of hates the idea of bringing a regular human to their school because if things pop off, they really can't defend themselves. Now, with that being said, when it comes to Banshee, he had selected somebody, and that would be Adam Birdman. Now, when it comes to Adam Birdman, he'll become very important for the overall story. But for Emma Frost, she says no, he cannot be chosen. And the reason why, because she had selected somebody else that she believes a whole lot better. And technically, when it comes to their high school stats, the dude is second to one person. And that would be Jenny. Now, when it comes to Jenny, she's first in her class and Adam is second in their class. Now, when it comes to Jenny, she had disappeared for a short period of time. And the question was, where did she go to? Now, we're going to learn where she went to very quickly in the storyline, but we then switch over to the Newton North Public High School. And this is where we kind of pick up with a character known as Adam. Now, for Adam, it's just him right now reading on different books that were written by different people of the X-Men. Like, for example, Genetics by Charles Francis Xavier. And so for this guy, he loves the X-Men. He loves everything about what they kind of stand for, but also the science side to the mutant genetics. And so for him, he wants to go to that summer program to meet Charles Xavier, to meet Hank McCoy, to meet Moira McTaggart, like all the different people who are scientists in the X-Men group. Now, with that being said, we learn very quickly here that Adam is a mutant because you do have this bully appear picking on him. When the bully does turn around, Adam does transform. When he does, the guy freaks out and he runs away. So when it comes to Emma Frost, when she believed earlier there's a possibility that Adam could be a mutant, she is correct. The dude is a mutant. But after dealing with that bully, you then have Adam be confronted by Jenny. Now remember, Jenny is the person right now that Emma Frost wants to welcome to their summer program. And so it's down to these two at the moment. But for these two characters, growing up, they were technically never close. They were always like rivals, trying to prove who's the best in their class. Now, right now, that would be Jenny. Now, when it comes to Jenny, it's her kind of just flirting with Adam, and not even kind of. She's going all in when it comes to trying to get his attention. And for Adam, it's working. He's kind of like, man, I have no idea what changed, but I get the idea that you might have some kind of feelings for me at the moment. Now, it's also her trying to invite him out to hang out with him as well. But it's also her informing him that she's also trying to get into Emma Frost's summer program. Now, when it comes to Jenny, when she does walk away, she does go somewhere to contact Bastion. Now, this right here gives us our first look at a Prime Sentinel. Now, when it comes to the actual crossover, Operation Zero Tolerance, we get a better idea of what a Prime Sentinel is. But for the sake of this video, let me explain real quickly. A Prime Sentinel is someone who was a regular human, but then given cybernetic body parts to be turned into, well, a Sentinel, so a Prime Sentinel. And when it comes to Jenny, let's not forget that she had disappeared before, but they had no idea where she went to. Well, for Bastion, he's the reason why she disappeared. He grabbed her and turned her into a Prime Sentinel. But as we do switch back over to Emma Frost and also to Banshee, is Emma Frost informing Banshee that she already sent Adam an email signed by him that he had been denied to join the summer program, but Jenny got accepted. Now, after that, we also see Banshee get a call from Moira Taggart. Now, when it came to the 1990s, we had this big storyline called the Legacy Virus, the idea of the X-Men trying their best to figure out how to defeat it. But when it came to our coverage over the X-Men, I kind of realized something. The Legacy Virus got put on the back burner. Like, you still had some storylines bring up the fact the Legacy Virus still out there, but for the X-Men, it was kind of like, we have some other things to deal with. And so when it comes to Moira Taggart, we have to remember that she is the only human right now in Marvel Universe who has the Legacy Virus. Now, when it comes to Banshee, it's also him informing Moira that they had just denied Adam. But it's her kind of saying, like, what if Adam just like you? Somebody who's very determined to prove they should be somewhere they want to be at. And so it's her kind of wondering, will Adam be very determined to prove that he should be in the summer program? And so now we switch over to Adam. Now for Adam, he's getting that email from Emma Frost that was technically signed by Banshee. Well, sorry, Emma Frost sent the email, but she signed it with Banshee's name. Either way, though, is Adam finding out that he will not be joining the summer program. Now for Adam, he's very upset by it. But we also learn here for Adam is that when it comes to him being a mutant, he has to wear special glasses to hide his eyes, because his eyes are technically not normal. And so that's why he wears the glasses. When it came to Emma Frost earlier, I kind of forgot to mention this. When it came to Emma Frost earlier, she kind of mentioned that when it came to Adam, she kind of said he looks weird. He dressed weird. Like, who wears glasses? This is why. Because of his eyes. But right after that, you then have, well, Adam be confronted by Jenny once again. Now, when it comes to Jenny, she's full on trying to kiss him, trying to make out with him. But here's the reason why. Because she's trying to put some kind of trace in his body that will technically allow her to activate his mutant gene when she needs to actually activate it. Now, after the kiss, when she does walk away, here comes the big problem though. You see, for Prime Sentinels, they're not supposed to have the ability to feel ever again. Like, once you turn a Prime Sentinel, all your human feelings are completely gone. But for her, it's her now beginning to fall in love with Adam, wanting to be with Adam. And so she's kind of like, okay, I can't tell Bastion this at all because there is a possibility he'll just shut me down if he finds out that me being a Prime Sentinel still has the ability to have feelings for somebody like Adam. Now, later on in the day for Adam, he does head over to the school of Xavier's. And so when he does arrive, he is confronted by, well, Banshee. Now, when it comes to Banshee, he understands why Adam is here for and why Adam wants to talk to him for about the idea of why he was not chosen for the summer program. But while you have the two guys talking to one another, you have Emma Frost go into the mind of Adam. Now, when she does that, she tells Adam like, yeah, I know that you are a mutant. And for Adam, he begins to freak out. He begins to transform once again. And so when he does transform for Banshee, he's kind of like, I have no idea what's going on here at the moment. But you do have Adam try to attack Banshee, and you have Banshee reveal to Adam that he is a mutant. Because for Adam, he had no idea that Banshee was a mutant. Now, after you have the two characters fight against one another, you didn't have Adam lead the school. But for Banshee, he's kind of like, you know what? There is a possibility I should go to school and have a sit down with Adam. And so the following day, you do have Banshee go over to school that belongs to Adam and Jenny to talk more about Xavier's school. Now, while doing that, let's not forget that for Jenny, she did put something in Adam's bloodstream to force him to transform. And so in the middle of Banshee's speech, Adam transformed into his mutant form. And of course, everyone begins to freak out. And for Jenny, she also transforms into her Prime Sentinel form to fight against Adam, to kill him off. That's her mission. Now, this fight does last for a few pages, but I kind of want to go ahead and skip to the end of the fight. And the reason why, because you have Jenny tell Adam, like, I have to kill you off because you're part of the mutant menace. But you have Adam say, look over there. That's your doing. Like, no one was getting hurt by me at all until you try to kill me off and force me to change. And so when he says that, for Jenny, she realized, yeah, he's right. It's my fault those people got hurt. What in the world am I doing here at the moment? And so she begins to walk away. Here's the problem though, because she had failed the mission. And so as she's walking away, somebody asked her like, hey, did you kill off your target? No, I couldn't do it. Okay, cool. Bam, bam, bam. She's dead. Bastion killed her off because, again, she failed the mission. She did not kill off Adam. And the book really does end on the note where you do have Banshee and also Emma Frost go ahead and give Adam a quick little medical checkup. But after doing that, he does not stay at the school because his main goal is to help build the idea of humans and mutants living together in harmony, the same thing that Charles Xavier wants as well. And the book really ends on that note, guys. Like, literally, that's it for the storyline. And so with that being said, this is where I'm going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.